Yes, sir. We are back with another rate a random build video, and we're gonna go out here and see what we can see, man. Try to choose a build with a high overall, so we can kind of see, what that person is thinking. So we want to try to stay at least, in the 90. There go 99 right there. Let's see the first one. Let's see. Is that the right one? Nah, this somebody else. Here's 63. Why is it not? Why don't have me on the dude right here? The I will. That's not him. I will something. Who this is? Nah, here. Is it I will do? Yeah, that's it right here. Okay, so I will 3. What the hell, man? But anyway, he has a powerful. He's a 99 overall, 6'10", 233, two-way, 3-level shot creator. All right. So keep in mind, this is a power forward. This is not a center. Okay, but we're gonna talk about it. All right. So with this build right here, I have a 6'10" myself, so I can understand some of the things on the build. But let's get into it. So with the driving dunk, he went from an 87 to a 90. I think he just, he had to take it to a 90 because that's probably one cap breaker right there to get it to a 90. Probably trying to get it to an 89. So when you have an 89 driving dunk, you need a 78 vertical. Now, I don't know what he was thinking right there, but he ended up going to a 77. I don't know if he's out of cap breakers or what, but when you make a build like this and like, man, in the future I may get my driver dunk to an 89, go ahead and take your vertical up to an 80. You can't go wrong with the 80 vertical on no build. Okay, you can't go wrong with an 80 vertical. That's something that I had to learn because I made a mistake on my build. I was the same way. I had took my vertical like a 77 to get the pogo, but I needed another point to get it to a 78 so I could get the contact dunks. And I made that mistake early on, but I didn't really make a mistake like that. I just was rushing and went ahead and put the VC on the build without double checking it. So always double check your builds, okay? So if I can say something, I mean I know he probably trying to get that vertical to a 78. If he can't, then he messed up. Okay. Now he has a 90 layup. Now I don't necessarily know how good the 90 layup is. Me personally, I would say it's not worth it on certain builds, but if you got a 90 layup, 90 or higher, and it's really good, then let me know in the comments, because I was thinking about making a build with a 99 layup, but he has a 90 layup. My thing about that is you always want to get as much as you can out of these builds, and your layup was going to be at least a 70 anyway. I would take it up to at least a 70, but to bypass 80, 85 and go all the way to a 90, I don't necessarily know if he should have did that, but he did it, and it's not a bad thing. It's just that you always want to maximize your build. Okay, instead of doing all that layup, put some rebound on that build, because you are a 6'10" power forward and they may put you at center. I went out there with a 6'6" power forward yesterday and they put me at center. Okay, so I can only imagine how many times he get put at center, he get hoarse. Okay, and he put the look, and we'll talk about that later on. Okay, so he got an 84 closeout. That's not bad to get that silver paint prodigy. He has an 87 post control. I really like that, but guess what? He don't have enough strength to get the badges on goal. All right, to get the post powerhouse on goal. Okay, because that's what you really want. All right, so if you're gonna go 87 on the post control, make sure you got at least an 86 strength. And as you can see, he only has a 75. Now he has a 72 standing dunk, which is not bad. But when you go 6'10", try to get it to an 81 so you can get the big man contact dunk. But it's not a must. But it is good to have that at 81 to get that silver riser. But there are some things that he did on the finishing that I don't agree with, and I think he could have did a little bit better for the build, because he missing out on a whole lot. But anyway, so with the shooting on his build, he has an 87 3-point shot, which is not bad, and a 90 mid, not bad. I can't say anything bad about the 3-point shooting and the mid-range shooting, and he also has a 72 free throw, so that's good. Now we move to the playmaking. Okay, 78 ball handle, 68 speed with ball, not bad for a 6'10". Has a 65 pass accuracy. That's not too bad, you know, given the fact that he is a power forward. But he ain't gonna be getting a whole lot of rebounds anyway. Okay, so as far as like kicking it out with the break start, he ain't gonna be doing none of that because his rebound is trash. But anyway, playmaking, I don't really have a problem with that. But you have to keep in mind with this build, you may get put at center, so you know that might be a problem for you in the future. So with the defense on this build, he has a 74 interior defense. I can't complain about that. I don't think that's bad at all. He has an 80 perimeter. Now, if you can't hit certain numbers on builds to get certain badges, it's kind of a waste in my opinion. So with the perimeter defense on this build, I would probably have to take that down to like the 70s, you know, just to get the you know, like challenger and move one enforcer, because I think you need, I can't remember the exact number, you may need like an 82 or something like that, but he only has an 80. So if I don't need to take it to an 80, I would take it down some, but he took it up to an 80. Now with the steal, he put cap breakers on his steal. I wouldn't do that for a 6'10". I wouldn't do that. Okay, he went from a 67 to a 77. I'm assuming he's trying to get to a 79 to get a silver interceptor, but I could be wrong. You know, I wouldn't put my cap breakers right there. I would have just left it at 67 if anything, and take my cap breakers and put them somewhere else. But he did it. All right. Now with the block, it's a 74. Now I think that's a little bit low. I would say the minimum I would go on a power forward, 6'10" or something like that, would have to be at least a 78. But he went with a 74. I don't like that, but you know, maybe he can make it work. Now with the rebound, this is probably the worst thing on this build in my opinion. To have a 73 rebounding on a power forward and you 6'10", that's not it, my guy. And you got a 62 on the offense that went from a 48. And then you put 2 cap breakers on the, you put 3 points on the freaking, I don't know. You just wasted cap breakers with that right there, because you can switch this whole build around to where you can get some rebounding if you take the freaking driving layup down and you leave the steal where it is. Don't put your cap breakers right there. Take that perimeter defense down. Take the block up a little bit if you can. I don't know what his how his wingspan and stuff is set up. So maybe he can get to a 78, maybe he can. I can't remember. But yeah, you can, because I got a 91 3-point shot on my 6'10", and I still got an 84 block. So he skimped way down on the block, because the block can go to at least an 84, because I have a 91 3-point shot on my build and I got an 84 block on the 6'10". So he messed that all the way up, and then to have a 74 block, no, that's not cool. And the rebound is not cool. At least get it to an 80 at the bare minimum. Okay. Now with the speed, 75 speed, 70 agility, not bad for a 6'10". The strength, strength show up sometimes and sometimes it don't. But when you're trying to get certain badges, you need the strength. And in his case, he has an 87 post control and not enough strength to get that goal post powerhouse. You might as well get that. And he don't have enough vertical. So overall, it's a lot of mistakes on this build, and there are a lot of things he could have changed to make the build a little bit better. So, hopefully it'll work out for him, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? But that's the build right there. Make sure you like the video, share the video, and let me know what y'all think about this build, and I'm out of here. Charge!